Hi, Mighty Mommy here, and I'm ready to share some creative, insightful, and practical parenting tips. I'm your host, Cheryl Butler. It's normal for parents to go through the different stages of grief when receiving a special needs diagnosis before reaching the acceptance stage. I know this firsthand because I experienced this with my now 18-year-old son when he received a diagnosis of a significant speech delay and global developmental delays when he was 3 years old. These stages include denial. This is the time period during which parents often question the diagnosis. Anger. This is when they may think it's not fair. A parent may blame him or herself for the child's delay or get mad at someone else. This is also common at this stage. Bargaining. Parents may think that maybe they can fix their child. I experienced this stage as well. Parents almost obsessively reach out for any and every treatment out there. Depression. Feeling sad and a sense of loss are all normal. Most parents have been setting up life goals for their child before he or she was even born. But just because there's a diagnosis today does not mean the child's life still won't be wonderful. All it means is that there will be a different path traveled to reach their future goals. In a way, it's like a period of mourning. The perfect child is no longer. We'll talk about how to embrace this new normal in just a minute. For some parents, the process of coping after a special needs diagnosis is not a one-time experience. In fact, Mighty Mommy here has been through this 3 times. So how do you move forward once you get a special needs diagnosis? Here are 5 tips that can help you cope and, more importantly, create a wonderful life with your child despite any delays in special needs. Tip number 1. Take the time to grieve and accept what is. Whatever diagnosis your child receives, you must take the time to grieve what could have been, meaning all the dreams you had for your child at birth or before must be experienced, even if you don't know with certainty what the future holds for your child. Don't skip this very important healing step for yourself. Tip number 2. Find appropriate resources for your child. After finding out your child has a disability, most parents become information seekers. While finding information can help parents understand what's ahead of them, experts also urge caution about where they get it from. A lot of people turn to the internet. After all, everything's accurate on the internet, right? But in this case, you'll find lots of extreme stories there, and this can be very difficult or discouraging for families. I caution you not to focus on this type of information. While it's important to interact with other parents, remember that everyone's story is different, and truthfully, much of what you read might not be completely credible. Instead, try talking to your child's healthcare providers, pediatricians, specialists, and counselors. Make sure it's someone who is familiar with the diagnosis. Websites that are national resources. Many conditions have national advocacy organizations both in and outside the United States. Other parents. Ask your pediatrician for other families who have children with the same diagnosis. I work with my children's pediatrician all year long to help families with newly diagnosed speech-delayed and autistic spectrum disorder cases because I have experience in receiving early treatment right through to helping my children overcome their challenges and seeing them off to college. Schools. They can help map out your child's education plan and show you different programs that may be beneficial to him or her. School systems provide services for children with special needs starting at the age of 3. Getting that information slowly, it gives parents the control back that they've lost. Families need to realize they're not alone and that they can do this. Tip number 3. Pointers from a parent who is also a pediatrician. Love your child as you would any other. Focus first on the fact that this is your child and then on the special need. Play with your child by getting down to his level so that he can really interact with you. Get therapy. Whether it be speech, occupational, physical, educational, whatever it is, get it as soon as possible. When professionals come to your home to work with your child, learn as much as you can from them, such as about other helpful resources and how you can implement some of the techniques that they use to challenge your child. Say your child's name often, especially when you are giving praise. Accept that your child will develop at her own speed and in her own way. And keep careful records of date, time of day, location, who was present, and any other characteristics you can think of to indicate what your child can do and any changes in your child's level of ability. Also record what was happening at the time of any problems that occur to see if you can identify any triggers. Tip number 4, get support. There are many support services and support groups to help you. If you live in the United States, every state has a parent training and information officer agency that serves to help parents of children with disabilities or special needs. If you call your state's office, locate your nearest office by calling a toll-free number 1-888-248-0822, they can let you know of the office nearest you. Remember, you are your child's first support and champion. You know your child better than anyone. The more you know about what resources and services are available to you and your child, the better choices you can make. Many parents find it useful to join support groups that provide both information and understanding. These groups often offer support for other family members too. Becoming involved in educational activities through playgroups or early intervention programs can also be a source of support. To find parent support groups in your area, contact the ARC, Easter Seals, or Autism Speaks Family Resources. Tip number 5, additional important resources for parents. Early intervention services are for children ages birth to age 3 and can be pivotal in helping your child to make as many early gains as possible depending on his or her diagnosis. Find out how to access early intervention services in your area by talking to your child's pediatrician, or you can contact a local hospital. NECTAC, which is the National Early Childhood Technical Assistance Center, is also a great source for this information. Use NECTAC's contact finder located under State Programs under IDEA and select Part C Coordinators. The contact finder is online, and that's at www.nectac.org/contact/contact.asp. Special education services are meant for children over the age of 3. Services are provided to eligible children free of charge through the public school system. If your child has passed his or her 3rd birthday and you're concerned about a developmental delay or a disability, call your local school, even if your child isn't enrolled there, and ask how and where to have your child evaluated under the IDEA, special education law here in the United States. The other resources I've mentioned in this episode are in the show notes at quickanddirtytips.com. My best advice to any parents who are coping with a special needs diagnosis is not to be attached to the outcome. Live in the present and accept your child as he is each and every day. Believe in him, cheer for him, and don't worry about what isn't. Be grateful for what is. Do you have a child with special needs? How did you cope at the beginning of your journey? Please share in the comments section or post your ideas on the Mighty Mommy Facebook page. You can also connect with me on Twitter at Mighty Mommy or email me at mommy@quickanddirtytips.com. Check back next week for more parenting tips. Don't forget to check out my family-friendly boards at pinterest.com/mightymommyqdt. Remember, you are your child's biggest advocate. Be patient, be positive, and revel in his or her victories. Until next time, happy parenting.